So, figured at some point I would talk about Turkey Tom on here, but I didn't think it would be in this sort of context. Turkey Tom is basically a commentary YouTuber who tells stories about different internet conflicts. His most recent video was about Andrew Tate and all of his scandals and his upbringing. And recently he put out a tweet where he didn't say anything and just posted a picture of Ethan Klein sitting in a chair. Now I saw this, didn't really think anything of it. I was like, oh, okay, that's cool, I guess. And I just went about my day. Just didn't really think about it. And clearly I was one of the few people that did that. And we're going to see one special case where somebody really let it affect them. Tom then put out a tweet that said, what am I supposed to say to these people? What world did they come from? And he's got a screenshot of two different tweets. Now, interestingly enough, we had Abelina Sabrina come in with a hot take. She comes in and says, sick of these fat-phobic Fs on my timeline. And then Anissa Joma comes in, iDubbbz's girlfriend or wife now. I love how that's literally the only label people would give her is, iDubbbz's girlfriend. But anyway, she says, I'm so tired of seeing people comment on others' bodies like they're the pinnacle of health themselves. Now,
the ability to speak does not make you intelligent.
I really found this funny considering how this is literally self-defeating statement. You're literally commenting on somebody else's body being like you're the pinnacle of health anyway. Like your opinion doesn't matter because you're not the pinnacle of health. A little weird. Just saying, how could you say something in one part of a sentence, not even one sentence and then one sentence later? I'm tired of seeing people comment on others' bodies like they're the pinnacle of health themselves. It's stupid. But the second that I looked at that Mr. Beard screenshot, I was like, oh, okay, I want to talk about this because I know this is going to continue on. So he said, recently online, I've been noticing that fat phobia has been getting worse and worse. I know I'll get hate for saying this, but even if you don't think it's healthy to be fat, attacking fat people is directly linked to fascism because you're saying unhealthy people are inferior. I said directly licked because I was so confused on what he just said. So if you ever made a fat joke, you're fascist, okay? If you ever even laughed at a fat joke, apparently you're fascist, according to this guy, okay? And attacking fat people is directly linked to fascism because you're saying unhealthy people are inferior. Well, I mean, their health is inferior. That doesn't mean they're less than as a person. I think that very few people would say, oh, because this person is a bit overweight, they're a bad person. In fact, I don't think I know anybody personally that would say that. Now, there's obviously, the various wild people that are like, if you're fat, then you should just leave this earth. You're not worth living. Like, those are idiots and you shouldn't listen to them. No one should, right? But that's not the vast majority of people. Now, Mr. Beard went on to have a bunch of tirades where he was just pretty much talking to air because Tom only responded to one, and I'm going to get to that. But he basically said that the reject modernity, embrace masculinity brand of YouTube videos is linked to fascism. I don't even know what to say, genuinely. Like, what leads you down this road where you're like, when people are saying, oh, don't be fat, be healthy. Like, I mean, there's a better way to say that, but a lot of people are a lot more blunt. Like, why does your brain eventually go, that's eugenics right there? That's fascism. Like, eugenics deals with, gene pool altering and selective breeding and things of that nature. Being like, oh, we got to keep the bloodline pure. Not, oh, you can't be fat and be, I can't believe this. It's really hard for me to comprehend that someone would be like, yeah, saying that unhealthy people are inferior is something that all fat phobic people are doing, and anyone who makes fun of fat people is fat phobic. And Turkey Tom, which by the way I forgot to mention this, but his handle is Zaptai, but that's Turkey Tom. Basically, all he did was post a picture. Now, Ethan isn't really in the best angle in the picture, and unfortunately, from what I've heard, his antidepressants led to him gaining weight. But he does make fun of people for their weight, and a lot of times, I talked about this yesterday in my Kelso's video, a lot of times the energy that you put out on the internet is the energy that you'll get back. Until Brother Nature got jumped and he got exposed for being a bad person apparently, everyone liked him because he put out this energy of being, oh, like, I'm such a cool guy, like, I enjoy nature, oh, here's a deer, I'm gonna feed the deer. Whereas Keemstar puts out this, I'm the coolest guy on the internet, nobody can handle me, I have so much power, you can't deal with me, you can't stand with me. And then he gets annihilated. Well, I wouldn't say he gets annihilated, but people try to annihilate him because that's the energy he puts out on, like, hey, who can mess with me? And Ethan Klein has put out that kind of energy by calling Nick Diorio pimply faced, by talking about Joe Rogan's health when Ethan's not the pinnacle of health, unfortunately, and a lot of that has to do with antidepressants. I'm not really making fun of him in this video, just saying that's what it is. Augie RFC came through and he replied to Mr. Beard with this tweet where he said that Mr. Beard lost so bad to Destiny he wrote a letter, and I'm not going to read out the letter. I'll link it in the description if you want to go take a stab at it. I just find it really funny. And to round things off, we're going to look at Turkey Tom, aka Zaptai, whatever, his response to Mr. Beard. He just posts a weird picture of them. I believe Mr. Beard has come out as non-binary. I'm like 90% sure. I'm going to refer to them as them for the rest of the video. If I referred to him as him before, didn't mean to, but it was just an accident. So anyway, this is just not like a good picture of him. Bad angle. It's meant to be comedic. I don't know why he's wearing the tidy whities. It's just odd all around. Before I close this video off, I do want to say that I'm really a big fan of Turkey Tom, so I am biased, but I am a fan of Mr. Beard as well. I watch a lot of his videos. I really enjoy them. However, I think that he got it wrong here, right? And I think that he really just took it way too far, right? I even saw a tweet where someone was like, in a lot easier position would be like, hey, fat phobia just leads to obesity. Like, what you're doing is harmful. You're harming people. That's a lot easier to defend position. I feel like on the internet, a lot of times people are just really just wanting to push an opinion out there, especially on Twitter, where it's very short and you don't really have an ability to get a really nuanced opinion out there. So what ends up happening is that people put out a really extreme opinion because it draws them attention, and sometimes that's how they really feel, and they don't really know how to phrase it well so that people understand it. And I think that him linking fascism with, oh, you reposted a picture of Ethan Klein is just really weird. Like, what? He just reposted a picture. Like, I understand, like, the intent behind it. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, there was nothing, like, what are you talking about? This was completely innocent. No. Okay? Like, no, I'm not gonna treat anybody like they're dumb. Like, he's clearly making fun of him, okay? It's not a good picture, alright? I'm not trying to make fun of... I'm sort of laughing at the situation because I know that someone's gonna be like, oh, he's completely innocent. He's not making fun of him. Like, it's a bad picture, okay? Again, it's unfortunate how it happened and what led to it, but it's a bad picture, alright? Honestly, I think that Mr. Beard just needs to chill out, and people don't need to be attacking Turkey Tom. It's just such a weird thing to be like, oh, okay, Turkey Tom, you're the worst person on the planet. Oh my god, you reposted that picture, even though tons of other people reposted it. I mean, somebody made like a Wall-E edit with him in it. All around, I think that Turkey Tom was a little bit wrong, but Mr. Beard was a lot more wrong in linking the whole thing to fascism and eventually eugenics. Like, it was just ridiculous. But anyway, that's all I have to say. So thank you for watching. Goodbye.